We're going to go over to Newaygo County right now.
Run up to Frankenmuth, Michigan.
But we're going to run down to Birmingham right now, Birmingham,
We're
Michigan.
up at Northwood University. And
We're going to go over to South Haven, Ypsilanti, Eastern Michigan University.
You'll be hearing us from all over the place, but that's the beauty of this broadcast.
Now, from the studios in downtown Lansing, it's Chris Holman's Business Beat.
And that's where we are, too. We're in our studio in downtown Lansing on East Oakland. If you ever want to come by and see the sausage made, you're certainly welcome to do that. No kibitzing once you're in the studio. But in the studio with me today, Mark McDaniel, good friend and president and CEO of Cinnaire, which is located in the REO Town district of Lansing. And Mark, as always, welcome to the studio. It's good to have you here.
Thank you. I always enjoy having the opportunity to get together with you.
Well, I just like spending time with you.
Yeah.
You're a good guy, and you do a lot of good things. And let's start out with, because I want to talk a little bit about, you just went through an extensive strategic planning process. But before we do that, I want to just kind of reiterate what we've done in past shows. Tell everybody what Cinnaire does.
Yeah, Cinnaire is a community development finance institution that we started 25 years ago, or actually 26 years ago now. That was Michigan focused on bringing investors into the state to invest in affordable housing. We've taken that experience, became very holistic in our offering of financial products to promote community development in difficult to develop areas. And with that, we in 2005 became certified by Treasury Department of the Feds that we would be a community development finance institution, which opened up all kinds of doors for us to be able to become a member of the Federal Home Loan Bank of Chicago and use their resources, open up some other lending opportunities for us. So we have a full lending company for doing community development finance, multifamily housing, have a nonprofit development company. We have all that we do in our investing side, and also a title company. It's all part of this very holistic focus on building healthy communities.
You know, it's kind of interesting because so you get a better picture of how this looks. I remember way back when it was pretty much this simple. You found people with money, and a lot of times they were like athletes who had a lot of money, big contracts, etc., didn't know quite what to do with their dollars to make dollars without paying big taxes, all that stuff. And they would invest in your company. You would turn around and loan the money to instigate areas of development for low-cost housing. So how did they get their money back?
Well, it came through, that particular area was focused on generating a federal tax credit to their benefit. It's a dollar-for-dollar credit that they can use to write down their federal income tax obligations. But the requirement is they have to invest that money in a partnership for 15 years that is creating affordable housing, which is affordability is people who are qualified to live there at 60% of the area median income or less by the county, which is really kind of workforce housing, even though it's developed into doing a lot of very creative, beneficial permanent supportive housing, housing homeless veterans and homeless mothers with children, and I mean the whole realm of kind of the needs and affordable housing that go beyond just workforce housing.
Right.
But that investment strategy was that was the benefit that they got was this federal reducing their tax liability to the feds, and it's one of the most successful long-term housing programs in the history of the federal government is this low-income housing tax credit program.
So, and I know I'm oversimplifying, so you get a pot of money together and then you go lend it at a competitive rate?
Yeah, we actually invest. We become an investor in the partnership that the development is, being built under.
Okay.
So you have a local developer, and they go through the whole development process. They get their financing lined up. They get, long-term mortgage for the development. Could be through us, could be through the state housing finance authorities in the state we work in.
Okay.
And then you always have this gap of where's the rest of the money come from, and that's where we come in as an investor representing a group of corporate investors that have put their money in a fund that we manage, and we find those developments to invest in.
And over the years, as people pay rent, et cetera, then some of that money's recaptured long term.
Yep. Yeah, it goes to the way these are structured. The money that comes in like that is all focused on paying down that loan to whoever the lender is. Our benefit is strictly we're there to get the tax benefits that are generated through the housing tax credit program.
All right, so listen, we don't want to go into this too much, but you just underwent this kind of 5-year strategic plan.
Yeah, the board came to me and said, what's the future of Cinnaire going forward? They're concerned about maintaining our culture. They're concerned about it being sustainable. And so we spent the last year and a half hunkered down coming up with a very formal strategic plan for the next 5 years, which is we had to bring in outside consultants to work with us on this. I mean, it was everybody in the whole organization was involved, our external partners, everybody. And what we've come up with is a plan that's going to basically our biggest transformation as an organization since the day we started this back in 1993. So when we talk 5 years from now, it will be a different organization than what we're talking about today.
Wow. We'll have to have you back. Get the updates,
that's right.
All right. Hey, I also, while you were here last week, you were honored 2019 Crain's Detroit Business Cool Place to Work.
Yeah,
Good for you.
That is something that when I started this 25 years ago, I was hoping, even though they didn't have these awards then, I was hoping that we might be recognized as a place that people really love to work at and want to work there, want to stay there, and actually have that work-life balance that was healthy and that they could actually find passion in the work that they do. So when we get these recognitions like this, it makes me feel really good because it was something that I was hoping we might be able to start.
Goes a long way. Also, Marketplace Apartment Complex provided mixed housing, and JPMorgan Chase just awarded $1.5 million to a pilot program of yours, CHN Housing Partners. Great stuff moving forward. Mark McDaniel, thanks so much for being down here.
Thank you. Appreciate the time.
Keep up the good work. President and CEO of Cinnaire, REO Town in Lansing. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you for your continued success and growth that helps the economy in general. I'm Chris Holman. You're listening to the Michigan Business Beat. We want to thank Mark. We want to thank all of our guests today, and most importantly, we want to thank you for being part of the Michigan Business Beat. I am Chris Holman from the Michigan Business Network, wishing all of you, as always, from all of us, a very prosperous day.